know, when you go to a boat ramp or a boat show, it's really neat to look at all the configurations and different models. And then when you're out on the water, it's the same situation. It's always intriguing to see how people have their boats rigged and why they're using certain ones. It gives me ideas. It makes me dream about future fishing trips. And for years as a kid growing up, I dreamed about owning an aluminum boat, and I was really fortunate enough to do so. And now as an adult, I still love the aluminum models. They allow you to do so many different things without breaking the bank, but still get a lot of performance. And I had a desire to get a smaller boat to get off the beaten path, which is why I chose the Ranger RT178 for some specific fishing trips that I just kind of wanted to do. And I wanted to take it even further and create something different. And I actually put a jet drive on this particular model. I've got a Yamaha 4-stroke here, a jet drive. And it's not so much that I was looking for speed, I was looking to get back behind things and know that I could, but also know that I had the power when I was fishing out on the main lake to be able to do whatever I wanted to do and push, you know, 2 and 3 people around at a safe operating speed, which we've done from Kentucky to Texas and elsewhere. When I broke this boat down even further, I put a TH Marine Atlas hydraulic jack plate on here to be able to give that jet drive maximum performance. And then as I begin to move up this boat, I put 3 batteries in the back so that I could have 24-volt power to a trolling motor, and then have a separate battery for all my electronics and accessories, because we run a lot of accessories in our boats, from our electronics and different cameras that we're going to be running. And speaking of cameras, we put the YOLO Tech here so that we can put a Garmin Verb on it and be able to cover a lot of different fishing applications. It seems like everybody wants to cover all their fishing, from whether they're losing a fish, falling in the water, or catching a tournament winning stringer, and that's why we did what we did. As I go a little further onto the back deck here, what you look at is a couple of small storage spaces, perfectly designed for your life jackets and different clothing devices or whatever you want to put in there. But the live well system on this boat is something that I think that really shines. A lot of club tournament anglers and even guys fishing at high levels like to fish out of aluminum boats for that access they get into places, but they need a good live well, and the Ranger live well system in this is perfectly designed for both your tournament anglers as well as keeping limits of fish alive. You know, we're going to do some white bass and crappie fishing and cat fishing out of this boat, and know that we can put them in there, and just like our limit of largemouth bass in a tournament, we know they're going to be fine. When you get to the console of this boat, boy, you really start to get to where this boat it shines. You've got a lot of different switches and gauges that come factory direct on this boat. You can actually mount a very large piece of electronics into the console. You'll see I've chosen to do a little bit bigger unit here and put it on a mount just because I like big units that I can be able to section off a little bit bigger than what I can put in there. But for the average guy, to be honest, the console will hold plenty big enough size of unit to get you what you need. Leg room wise, hey, I fit in this boat very nice, and I'm 6'1", so I've got a lot of leg room when I'm operating it. More storage is also designed here in the cockpit as well. You've got a couple of places you can put things underneath the seats, as well as a coin box. The coin box area, as I call it, it makes for easy step throughs coming and going. You've got cup holders there. You've got a great place to put your electronics like your phone, your wallet, and things there, and not have to worry about them. And like I said, more storage underneath. We've actually also updated this boat with some lights. We took some TH Marine lights and put it in the rod lockers. We put it on the side so that if we were night fishing or early in the morning prior to a tournament, if we were using this boat, we'd be able to light up the area really nice with it. It's just kind of a neat little addition that we put into this boat. As I get up in front of the console, perfect places to be able to store all your tools are right here. It makes it nice and neat, and they're right at a fingertip at all the time. And you also see more storage. You know, storage in this boat, for no bigger than it is, it's just really maximizes it. You've got plenty of room over in the rod locker storage area, depending on the size of your rods, to put 8 to 10 rods very easily. You've also got plenty of room on the deck to be able to put your big flipping sticks all the way down to your pan fishing rods and make sure that you're out of the way. When you look inside some of these components here, or these storage areas, you see that you've got a lot of room. I mean, the center of this one right here, I've got multiple bags of baits and gear in there right now, that because I don't really know how I'm going to catch them most times, so I need to be able to bring a lot of baits in there. When you look underneath this all-weather carpet that comes standard in this boat, you see a lot of foam-filled flotation, and that's really important both from a sound deadening scenario in an aluminum boat, but also for safety. It gives this boat a lot of upright flotation when it's out on the water, which helps that ride. It also helps the stability of it. And you see a deck that's plenty ample for 2 guys to be able to fish out of this boat. In fact, we fished out of this 178 many times with 2 here and a cameraman in the back. So you know the boat's got a lot of room in it. When you get up to the front bow, you've got a recessed trolling motor that really helps your back, I feel. That's a standard feature you see in a lot of the bigger tournament bass boats, and it's really neat to see it kind of migrate down to your aluminum boat. At the end of the day, when you look at the Ranger Boats RT178, you're looking at a boat that's not gonna break your bank. You're looking at a boat that you can configure in a lot of ways, whether you're a guy that wants to just put a 20 or 25 horsepower motor on it to fish those lakes that have motor restrictions, or you want to really ramp it up to like a 75 horsepower, or get off the wall like I did with a jet drive. You're also looking at a boat that fits very easily in about any garage out there. Still going to leave a lot of room for the wife's car, in fact, if you got a 2-car garage. So when you start getting online and studying aluminum boats, rangerboats.com, look up the RT178, you're going to find a boat model that's going to perform like a big boat without that big boat price.
We know if you found one crappie, you may have found 1,000. We know the joy of getting your boots back in the mud. We know the journey can be more rewarding than the destination. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Stop by today for huge savings on the gear you need and the brands you trust. Plus free 2-day shipping at basspro.com and cabela's.com.
Groundbreaking designs, unsurpassed quality, and unshakable confidence. Welcome to the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series. Leading the industry for over 50 years, these rigs are custom crafted and loaded with more features and advantages to deliver the ultimate ownership experience. The legendary Ranger Z series. Unleash next level performance.
Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here.
The Fisherman's Handbook is brought to you in part by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Garmin. Fight your fish, not your fish finder. And by Yamaha Marine. Reliability starts here. One of the most important steps to rigging out a new boat is selecting the accessories you want to have on that particular rig. Wade's now going to talk about his affinity for accessories and discuss some of the products from TH Marine that he incorporated into this Ranger Boats RT178.
I'm a gear, toy, junkie addict. I like to have all kinds of things rigged up on my boat, but they really serve a lot of functions. You know, when I start looking at my live well and conservation issues and things that I'll do there, putting oxygenators in my big bass boat, updating my culling system, making sure I've got G-juice in there, making sure my pumps are maximized is very, very important. Then I always want to check on my safety gear. I want to make sure my bilge pumps are working, make sure everything there is dialed in. Then comes the fun part. You get to accessorize. And accessorizing a boat, whether it's a duck boat, an aluminum boat, even your kayak or your top end bass boat, there's so many things available. And TH Marine, I mean, they basically, you can start at your bow, work to your stern, and you can stop at every little inch in between, and you're going to find accessories to help hang your baits, help organize your baits, help keep your fish alive, help ensure all the wiring's nice and tidy everywhere, help ensure that your electronics are mounted right, help ensure your fish care is at top notch. And then as you get back even further, you can take it raising and lowering your motor to get the maximization out of it for performance, as well as all the little nuts and bolts in between. You know, the Tackle Titan to me is a very easy to use tool that allows you to be able to grab your baits or tools, whatever you want to, at a moment's notice. And everything attaches very easily to these magnets. And I found it to be incredibly durable in the manner that when you're running down the lake, your baits aren't falling off into the rod locker box or into the side of your boat. In fact, I'm more than impressed by how strong these magnets are, so that it keeps everything organized at a fingertip's notice. All you basically do to mount this is use the double-sided adhesive tape and find a spot where you want to put it and stick it. You can also use some number 6 size screws and make it a more permanent mount right here. I'm going to show you real quick how to use the double-sided tape to be able to mount everything in place. I've put this in my big fiberglass boat and hung hundreds of baits off of it over the last couple of years, and it's performed flawlessly every time. You know, a lot of people, I think, when they first see a product like this, they're kind of like, well, it's not gonna hold my baits, I'm gonna run down the lake and they're gonna come unattached all the time. And that can't be further from the truth, because I've been in some pretty big waves and occasionally knock one bait or another off, but not very many. Basically, once you get your double-sided adhesive tape started, be prepared to know where you're going to put it, because once you put this in place, it's pretty sticky. So we're going to center it right here, our Ranger RT178. Just push everything nice and firm in there. Like I said, you can also put some number 6 size screws that comes with it and permanently attach it here, which is probably what I actually will end up doing on this particular boat. Once you've got it secure like this, you've got everything at your fingertips, and as you can watch, you can just take this, watch the hook, whoop, watch it pull it literally out of my hand. That's how strong those magnets are. And that's what you're looking at wanting, so that when you secure it there and you're running down the lake, you know that the baits that you're planning on using are right there at your fingertips. I mean, in my big bass boat, I've got several of these rigged up so that I'm ready at a moment's notice for what I'm looking at. Look at that, bam. That's a great product right there. Keep everything in position. So now, when I break one off on a big one and I gotta get a new one, I just simply grab it and I'm good to go fishing. The Tackle Titan by TH Marine comes in a couple different sizes, couple different models, but the end result is a product that's going to keep everything right at your fingertips. Once it comes time to update that old boat sitting out there in the barn that you've been thinking about, or just tweaking out your brand new boat, make sure you can get online, look at the full lineup of TH Marine products, because while you start flipping through that catalog, you're going to think of about 412 projects, maybe 412 projects that you want to do with your boat, and all the parts are available right there for you.
And coming up next on the Fisherman's Handbook, we take a look at several fishing trips Wade has taken in this aluminum boat made by Ranger. We start on a recent outing in Texas and take the RT178 up to a narrow river system. Stay tuned.
What them sons of fish is up to now?
Fellas, I give you the force trolling motor. It is the most powerful, the most efficient on the water.
Yep. Most powerful. We're really in trouble now.
And it's quiet, too. You can't swim here.
What a dumb bass.
At the pinnacle of super high output, 4-stroke outboard performance, you'll find Yamaha VMAX SHO. Yamaha's game-changing SHO technology. From exhilarating V6 models to the sleek inline 4s, there's a VMAX SHO for everything from bass to bonefish. It's an extended family of 4-strokes engineered for lightweight, inspiring performance, and rock-solid reliability. Discover VMAX SHO and elevate your expectations.
We demand a lot from the products that we use on our adventures around the world. When it comes to keeping things seriously cold, we rely on ENGEL coolers, who have for over 50 years kept things cold. ENGEL coolers, the original high-performance cooler.
The Fisherman's Handbook is brought to you in part by Ranger Boats, still building legends, one at a time. ENGEL, the original high-performance cooler. SUNLINE America, the strength to guarantee your confidence. And by TH Marine, from transom to trolling motor. Now that we've taken an in-depth look at how Wade has set up his RT178 from Ranger Boats, we want to share with you some of the experiences we've had in it out on the water.
Fishing out of a boat like this Ranger RT178, a guy can put it out on a big body of water, he can put it on a little body of water. I mean, this to me is just a perfect fit for it. Lots of other boats in the area, navigating the backwaters, still handle the main river channel for trolling, fishing, comfortable. 2 or 3 people can fish out of it all day long, and it just handles great. There's a little white bass. It's a pretty good little white bass, actually. Come here, buddy. Climb up here, boy. Look at that big old female, full of eggs going up to spawn. That's one of the fun things about a boat like this. Fishing creeks and backwaters. We're gonna let her go. She's going up to make babies right there. That's fun. I mean, when you get around those fish, they like to bite. You can see them swarming all over the panoptics. They're just chasing bait. Chasing bait. I can honestly say I haven't trolled in 10 or 15 years, but that's the preferred technique down here. You can tell this stretch of river that we're fishing on the Frio River, there must be 30 or 40 boats just trolling up and down it right now. And there's just random schools of white bass. I call them sand bass from back when I grew up as a kid, just roaming up this river to go spawn. And, what better way to fish into them? You just troll along at a slow speed, and when you get a bait in front of an active school of them, they strike. How cool is this? A lot of energy going into this little fishing trip. Fishing is supposed to be fun and relaxing. Sometimes we make it harder than it is. We're trolling at 1.86 miles per hour. Water temperature 61.59 at a depth of 12.5 at 3:34 in the afternoon in the Frio River, waiting for a white bass. I can get used to this. Oh, like I said, I get used to this. Done captured one. I'll be daggone. We captured one. How fun is that? Fishing is supposed to be fun. This guy's been caught before. Look at white. Let him go back.
Next on the Fisherman's Handbook, we take the RT178 in search of some bass in the grass. Keep it tuned here for more.
You know that guy that's always bringing in big ones from offshore? He's got secret lures. That guy that can pull out his spinning rod and start catching them when you can't buy a bite. He's got secret lures. What about that guy that can follow you down the bank and catch what you left behind? He's got secret lures.
Oh, yeah, good one.
If you're ready to be that guy, get your secret lures today at secretlures.com.
When you spray on a layer of Sawyer's permethrin insect repellent, you've just sprayed on adventure. Sawyer, we keep you outdoors.
Probably one of the #1 questions I get, what line do I use?
That's a big debate. On every tour out there, everybody's debating which line.
I choose the simple side. My choice of line is SUNLINE.
One of my favorite lines to use is SUNLINE.
How all can you use it? Anywhere you want to. Anywhere there's water and bass, it's good. Walleye, catfish, trout, speckled trout, sharks.
There we go.
I don't say this unless I think it's true, but honestly, it's the best in the market.
The Fisherman's Handbook is brought to you in part by Sawyer Products. We keep you outdoors. Secret Lures. The secret is out. And by Wiley X Absolute Premium Protection. To complete this episode of the Fisherman's Handbook, we take the RT178 to fish a small local lake and let you in on a few little secrets.
The stupid tube itself, I mean, it's kind of been my go-to. You know, to me, a stupid tube is what I'm throwing right now, which is a 3.7, 3 7/10 inches long.
Yep.
And I throw it on usually on a 4/0 hook, and usually use an 1/8, 3/16. I've been playing a little bit with it with a 1/4, but usually I save the 1/4 for the big dummy tubes. And everything I've done from 2000 up to probably 2015 has been on a 3.7 with either a 3/0 or 4/0, 1/8, and 3/16. And sometimes they eat when you don't even realize it.
Oh, you got a good one?
And that's going to get me to another part of the stupid tube, the way to fish it. You can't fish it wrong, and you can't fish it too slow.
More or less, you just got to fish it, right?
Yeah. You're trying to represent a crawdad, unless you're throwing a white one, you're trying to represent a shad.
Yep. Good fish.
As you can see, it sticks them pretty good.
It sticks them good. And now a lot of that's the hook too, because I mean, I've thrown a tube a lot, and I mean, hooks definitely make a difference.
The custom hand-dipped stupid tube comes in 3 sizes: the original 3.7 stupid tube, the 4.2 flip-in stupid tube, and the 4.5 big dummy. The stupid tube jig head features an extra wide gap hook and is designed in conjunction with the 3.7 stupid tube. The HD stupid tube jig head is designed specifically for the 4.2 flip-in stupid tube and the 4.5 big dummy. This jig head boasts a heavy gauge extra wide gap hook with more length than the standard version. Along with these great components, what also makes the stupid tube unique is the way in which it is rigged.
I go up about 1/2 inch from the head, pull it out.
Right.
And all I do is pull it. The lead starts to come out, but don't pull the lead out.
Yep.
And what I do is I turn it over this way, and I turn my head over.
Yep.
Once you turn your head over, the hook tells you what it wants to go in at.
Yep.
But you want to be sure it's going in straight. And then what I do is I want it to go straight through. So what I do is I kink the tube. That way it lays on there pretty much weedless like that. And if you want it real weedless, you slide her forward, skin hook it back. And depending on how heavy your cover is, how deep you skin hook it. The last thing I do is poke the eyeball out because I want it straight.
There's one.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Nice.
Mean ones back here anyway.
They are. Heck yeah.
Now, was you working it?
Not very much. I was kind of
Okay,
doing what you was
down,
talking about.
slow
I
down.
slowed it down because I had been working it a bunch.
Right, I know you've been working it.
I've been swimming it some and just working it pretty fast. And that time, just like you were talking about, slowed it down and just let the bait do the work. Now, I'm so excited of all the different ways that I've learned to fish it now. You know, coming out with a bigger head to fish it deeper on ledges, you know, in 15, 20, 30 foot of water. And even flipping it like that right there, I mean, flip it at a stump, let it sit there, and fish takes off with it. So there's a lot of ways to fish them. Just don't overfish them, just like you said. I mean, best statements. There's one.
We fishing.
Aha.
That's all, you just need a little pressure, don't you?
I just need a little pressure.
You work a lot better under pressure. I can see that right now.
Hit it on the fall. I mean, when it hit the water, it didn't fall a foot. No line jump. He wasn't going nowhere. He was hooked good. Little healthy fish. That's fun, ain't it?
Yeah.
Stupid tube strikes again.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Fisherman's Handbook. This has been a Carico TV production.
I got my power pole down, stuck in the mud in the bottom of the lake, sitting so still in the wind and the waves, could even be a hurricane. I got my power pole down.
for precise prescription eyewear. Wiley X knows there's no room for error. We meticulously craft our own prescription lenses to fit our high-wrap frames. And our ANSI safety-rated lenses are tested to uncompromising standards. Nothing but precise. Because precision is everything.
You know, when I look at the tournaments I've won, probably 4 or 5 of the boats that I've won have been on a tube. But I've completely gotten away from flipping a tube because nobody made one soft enough.
Big Bite has come with this new tour series of baits. The thing that's probably the most unique is when you look at that bait, the salt just rolls out of it. And to me, that is the reason a fish bites a tube and hangs on to it. This isn't one of those let's go out and catch some smallmouth tube. This is a let's get it done tube.